Now, four police officers, Frederick Leliman, Leonard Mwangi, Sylvia Wanjiku, and Stephen Cheburet, have been charged with the murder of lawyer Willie Kimani, his client Josephat Mwende, and taxi driver Joseph Muiruri. The four have denied the charges this morning when they appeared before the High Court Judge Jesse Lassit. Police investigations on the murder are still ongoing, and the court directed that the police officers apply for bond after a month. The four are alleged to have murdered Kimani, his client, and the taxi driver on the night of June the 23rd, 2016 in the Soweto area of Mlolongo in the county of Machakos. Lawyer Kimani is representing the four charged police officers. Our reporter Murimi Mwangi was at the courts in the morning. We're now linking up with him with more details on what went down. Good afternoon, Murimi. Many thanks for joining us. So it's not guilty for all the four of them. Give us the highlights of how the court process went this morning.
Good afternoon, Akisa. Now, all the four suspects, as you said, pleaded not guilty to the charges of murder, the 3 counts of murder, and ultimately the determination of the court was that they have to be remanded now up until the 16th of August, when their lawyer can now make an application for them to be released on bond. It is a capital offense, and the argument of many of the parties that are in that case has been that the suspects, being police officers, might interfere with the investigations. But of course, that will be the subject to the arguments that are set to come in on the 16th of August, when the suspects are brought to court for the mention of that case, for their lawyer to argue the application for the release on bond. But of course, earlier today, the prosecution indicated that they have a total of 45 witnesses lined up to testify in that case, and that most of them will be under state protection, of course, awaiting their appearance in court to testify, because the prosecution argues that they have substantive evidence to prove that the 4 police officers are responsible for the triple murders. Akisa.
Now, Murimi, given the amount of public interest that this particular case has drawn since it was discovered that the lawyer, his client, and the taxi driver have been murdered, are we seeing probably the judicial process being hastened?
Well, Akisa, the same issue did come up today when the prosecution requested for the 30 days to conduct their investigations and to compile the statements. And the statement of the judge was that the prosecution has to be given that ample time to compile their documents and their evidence, due to the immense public importance to that case, and of course the acrimony that has come out of the whole scenario, and the fact that the Law Society of Kenya and very many civil society groups are keenly watching to see the final outcome of that case. But of course, the judge was categorical that aside from the witnesses getting to appear in court as soonest possible, because that was the argument of their lawyer, the prosecution has to be given ample time to collect their evidence. And ultimately, when that happens here, that's when the directions are going to be given as to when the hearing dates will be set. But of course, the prosecution has said that the shortest duration of time within which the 45 witnesses can testify is 12 days. And of course, it is going to be upon the defense to also produce their witnesses to defend the 4 police officers. Akisa.
All right. Thank you.